Got my polywire bale feeding corral set up, and what it is basically a form of bale grazing, except not over a huge area, although I can do this over a large area as well. And it just, you spend a bunch of time at one day just putting a bunch of bales here and then teaching them to graze under the line, eat under the line as I roll the bales out or they chew on the bales. And it's just, I think, less waste than having a, if you manage it right. You can see some wasted hay here where I probably gave them too much in one day and they were able to pull it out and trample it. But for the most part, it does pretty good job. Whenever I do this, I have a back fence. So I got this just propped up with posts sticking in a bale in case that line goes down. So I'm gonna roll this line up, get it out of the way, except on this side, I have the corral split. So like right now, I can move. I got this rigged so that this will slide like this, okay? It's really easy to give them too much. And then I have my portable fence post set like this. And that way I can just pull this. And there you go. Hold this wire up a little bit. Got a couple half hitches here so it slides. That's about right there. I got another back fence right there also. Cut the twine. I use all sisal twine, so I just leave it out here to rot. If you got plastic twine, it's probably not gonna work out too good. You have to take twine off before you set the bales down. So you actually get the least amount of waste if the bale is really still intact and they reach under the wire and you're just pulling it out of the bale. There you get like no waste. Then you gotta finally cut the twine and start unrolling the bale because it'll get undercut and it'll fall on the poly wire. It can. And that's why you guys got back fence as well too. So once you start unrolling it, they're able to easily pull hay out and start. The reason why they waste hay is they are high grading the bale. They're going through that bale and trying to get, you can see down here where they pulled way too much hay out, and they're trying to get down here. You can see the leaf shatter here. Trying to get into that leaf of the alfalfa is what they're trying to do. You can see the leaf here. And trying to leave the stem behind is what they're trying to do. So that's really why you get the waste, is the high grading. But I just showed up here today and they're actually not that hungry. You don't see that many of them attacking the bale. So that kind of lets me know I'm doing pretty good here with how much hay I'm giving them. And these are the yearling feeder cattle. I've got another bale corral set up in another location for the mama cows, and that corral's quite a bit bigger. And you can see way down there, they're underline grazing, I call it, reaching underneath to the stuff that I rolled out. This way I'm not having to start equipment every day. This is really when I plan for us starting to get really cold weather. And I'll have a jumper wire here so you can easily turn on and off the fence. And I used to feed a lot of times exclusively this way years ago, especially when I wintered at multiple locations, because I didn't have a tractor available. So I would drive a tractor over the farm, put 1 or 2 months worth of hay out at a time, and just always feed this way, and it worked out a lot better, really. And I've done it over a really big field, 20-acre field, 40-acre field, a lot more complicated poly wire setup, and just, you know, so, but that was when I had, years ago, had a lot more acreage and a lot more cattle than I got now. But it's a lot easier than buying round bale feeders. Those are real expensive. I try to not have to start equipment up every day. So the cattle here in the winter, the mama cows, if I put out 2 days worth of hay, they start pulling a lot of hay out of those hay rings, and I start getting a lot of waste. And you know, everybody's always trying to prevent waste. This is just a way to do it cheap, you know, feed hay cheap, not have to have a round bale feeder, not have to wear and tear on the equipment every day. And you can see what happens. Perfectly good hay pulled right out. So there's a bale corral way up there on that plateau, and you can see there is a group of cows up there. And I do like to keep them out on, you know, more open pasture as opposed to hanging around here where it gets muddy and all that. And they've got a lot of clean area to go to, but regardless, they'll tend to congregate right here. Look at all that hay. So I'm definitely gonna cut back on this right now. This is some good grass hay, and we're wasting a lot. So you know, obviously if I feed them, you know, like second cutting or alfalfa, they woof that right down. So that's some of this year's calves right here. I'll be working them shortly here the next month or so, get them ear tagged and bull calves banded and all that. Way down in there, in those woods, there's some bales I unrolled down that slope that they're grazing on that too. I can see some calves way over there grazing on a slope, so they're getting around. There's a little bit of grazing yet. And you know, basically, you get a lot less waste with a hay ring if you just don't feed them so much excess hay. And so, but you know, I got a lot of cows out there with calves. I wanted everybody to have a lot of room. I didn't want calves to get injured. I wanted to keep weight up. At the same time, with high cost of hay, woo, you got to really manage it.